Hello, hello, hello. Welcome back to the live stream. It is Monday, March the 13th. Are you ready to learn and grow and change in 30 days or less? I hope so. You ready? How are we doing today? Yes, there is. And hello to you, by the way, Tanya. There is a bit of a time change. And as Jen said, well, in the United States, we changed our daylight saving times. So for the next, I believe, until the 26th of March, I might be making that up, it's going to be 2 p.m. Pacific, 3 p.m. Pacific, 5 p.m. Central, 6 p.m. East Coast, but 10 p.m. in England and some parts of Europe and probably parts of other countries. I just don't know when your time zone changes. But it is what it is. So you get me at 10 p.m. in England. Hey Michelle, great to have you here as well. Welcome. And you are ready to learn. There we go, yeah, 2 weeks. And then it'll be back to 11 p.m. in England. Nice. Tap that thumb on YouTube. And subscribe. Thumb bell. In that order. Or any order. If you can do it in any order. Will it change? I wish they did change it. What's the point? Just keep it how it is now forever. I like the early daylight evenings. It was such a big difference. I don't know what it was like in other parts of America, but in San Diego, the kids were outside longer. Like, it was just fun. It's like at 6 p.m., it was still kind of light. It's going to get lighter. 7 p.m., 8 p.m. I know when I go back to England in May, it's not going to get dark till like 10 or 11 or... Oh, what did I just say? Yes, I'm going back to England in May. Going back to England in May. Yes. You haven't got to sneak back to class, I guess. Doing all your hep stuff. Or hip. Hey MZ, great to have you here. Welcome. I know. That would mean me having to do this at 2 p.m. in the afternoon. Which if we had tons of viewers, I wouldn't mind doing. But I have a business to run. So it's a little bit tricky to start at times where it's convenient. And I can't be convenient for everyone because then people like in California, it's like, oh, it's 2 p.m., it's too early. I think. I don't know. I used to do it at 4 p.m. my time, which was midnight in England. And then about a year and a half ago or so, I made it 3 p.m. so we could catch more of the English people at 11 p.m. But you can't please everyone every time. Some of the time, but not every time. Or everyone. Hey Shauna, great to have you here. Welcome. I like all the YouTube peeps. Have we had a Facebook peep yet? I don't think so. I do not think so. Oh, it did. There you go. So we're in sync. Yes. We changed our time zone in America. But then in a couple of weeks, when you change it, we'll be back to normal. Great to have you here, Med. Yeah. Looking forward to it. I'll be back in England for 15 nights, I think. I booked it yesterday evening. I was like, come on, I've got to get this done. Because it'll be my 40th birthday in May. And I thankfully go back every year twice now, like Christmas time and my birthday time. for the last 2 years anyway. So it'll be nice to see. And I don't know if I told you, I think I did, but some of my closest friends were all born in May. Like I'm the 24th, they got 29th and 31st, and we kind of grew up together. So it'd be fun to be able to celebrate. I mean, they got kids and everything, but we always, when we come back, always make sure we have a couple of nights together. And there is a beer festival. When I was 18 in Cambridge, when the beer festival started, that was some fun times. I may be a bit too busy seeing all the family. I wish I could spend like 6 weeks in England, but I have commitments and a business to run. Because that means I'd be able to because I go to 3 locations in England. I go to the Cotswolds, I go to Bournemouth, and I go to Cambridge. And obviously I've got to get trains from London and all those kind of things. But that means I've got like 4 nights in each location to see my mum, to see my dad, to see my granddad, to see my brothers, my sister-in-laws, and my nieces and nephews. So it's a little bit tricky sometimes. I keep saying I want to do a seminar in England. Yeah, you are. Oh my goodness. Well, did I say hello to you, by the way, Leah? Did I? Did you comment? You did. You asked how I am. Did I comment? I do not remember. But I'm doing pretty good. I'm feeling a little bit sleepy, actually. But I'm feeling good. I went for a 3-mile run before the stream. So that was nice. Have you noticed something different on my screen? I've tried to change the color a little bit. So usually it's like that. But then I put this in its place. I don't know if I can notice too much of a difference. Oh, I'll turn it down. I'm not sure. Not sure. I'm not a good lighter yet. Yeah, what exactly? Just be on Pacific time, everybody. Or the Eastern time. Thank you. Not till May, but I'll take it. When's the coronation? I don't know. I do not know. Yeah. I'm kinda the same. In the fact that I forget my age. It's a bit hard to this year, because people were saying it's my 40th. But usually, I struggle to say what my age is. It's kind of easy this time because it's 2023. I was born in 83, so it makes sense. It's going to be one of the decades. But usually, I honestly forget my age, and I do so purposely. Because if I kind of think to myself, if I forget my age, does my body forget my age? Will it stop aging that little bit because I'm not bought in to the biology of society? I don't know. Maybe I might look really old for my age. Who knows? But I'm trying to trick myself as well. But I do celebrate my birthday. I just don't try to think about my age. No, my dad my whole family lives in England. So it's nice to go see them twice per year. But my brother is, I think I said last time, my brother, my sister-in-law, and my niece are coming out for the first time in 8 years. So that's going to be fun. Yeah, I did say last time. I don't know what the no was. Was it I didn't welcome you? Was that it? Did I forget? The screen should be the same. It's just going to be a bit of a tint of the orange amber. Modesto! We got our first Facebooker. Welcome, my friend. Good to see you here in our chat. Where's Mr. C's bed? Well, I move it if he's not in there. And he was asleep on my chair just here. So I want to try to make the screen a little bit prettier. But then as soon as I went live, he left the room because he knows the sun is coming through on the other one. So he'll be snoozing in the sun. But his bed's here, it's just out of shot. Hey Joe, great to have you here. Welcome. Time to make that change. There we go. Maybe it's made it look a bit of a tan. I want to try to get rid of more of the whiteness. I've got a white ring light here and this one here. If I do that, see? Just my hand covering it a little bit. It's out my shot. I can't touch it from here. There we go. That's the way. Too much sun. Maybe I need to turn it down. I was just playing with it yesterday. How about now? I don't want to get into this one over here because it's behind all my monitors, and last time that didn't go very well. That would be pretty crazy. But then if you live in, say, some parts of Alaska, Canada, you know, when they have X amount of days of night and sun. So some people have that, I guess. Yes, there we go. Every day. I get to live today. I was talking to my friend, I was going, my mantra is I get to. So I was like, I get to work out, I get to speak to you, I get to work. Yep, born in 1983. I've not really been into the royals. I remember watching, what's his name? I should know. William get married. And I was in the gym. And it was great because no one was there. So it was just on one of the monitors. 5th of May. Isn't that Cinco de Mayo as well? Is 5th of May Cinco de Mayo? I can't pronounce it wrong. I do apologize for those who are of the Cinco de Mayo. That's a nice holiday. Nice. Hey, welcome my friend. Thank you ever so much for your ever so kind Facebook comments on my post. I really appreciate that. Now, I'm going to get your name wrong. Nwokuma? I do apologize to get it wrong. I do try my best to pronounce. I struggle with just simple words, let alone wonderful names. Hey, Sarah. Where were you Friday? Nice. I've never watched a live stream on my TV. I should. So because of time change, we're an hour early in England where you are. Yeah, he does snooze in the sun. Good name, though. Hey, Judith. Welcome back as well. Nestor is here as well. Welcome. Oh my goodness. I haven't slept that long for ever so long. Oh no, you didn't say that. You did 6.5 hours worth of work. I was thinking you said 16.5 hours of sleep. And thank you for the new subscribers. Be sure to hit the like button and subscribe if you haven't. Welcome, we are putting out lots of content at the moment. Janine, hello to you. Welcome, my friend. And I think we're almost caught up with everyone. Unless you haven't let me know yet. Go ahead and let me know. If you're new here, let me know. If you're an old regular here, but hasn't said hello before. Hey, oh. Denise is here on Facebook as well. Welcome. Welcome. I should just press the mute button. I don't know why I do the whole slider thing. Oh my goodness. On a Friday? Welcome to you. Hello. Welcome back. It's been a couple of weeks, right? Judy is here as well. Welcome. Welcome. Hope you are well. The usual crew is here. No Grim. Grim, where are you? And no Kevin Michael Reed. They've been so busy. If they're not listening, I'm gonna let them know this. But the three of us were meant to have a chat last night. But they were so busy they forgot. Oops, wrong one. Yeah, but be sure to say hello to let us know where you watch from. Blah, 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 blah. Oh, did it again. Oh my goodness. There we go. Well, hopefully I can deliver. We accept the bad spelling from you, Sarah. It's okay. I'm not very good at my spelling. And on my phone on YouTube, when I'm commenting, it goes all weird and wonderful. Yeah, where is Kevin Michael Reed? Well, he is working hard. He is working hard. Working on theatre productions, working with space agencies. Pretty weird to say, but he is. So your sis just downloaded my app. Nice. Let's keep that up. We've got loads of 4-hour sleep hypnosis sessions on the YouTube station channel. And also we have the app at freehypnosis.app where you can listen to 800, well almost 800, but they're scheduled, 800 free episodes, which are going to be a couple of hundred hypnosis sessions. You can create your own custom hypnosis sessions within the app. You can listen to hundreds of other ones I've just created. You can listen in the day. You can switch over. See that little star, sun even, and then flick it over to the moon. Or should be pointing here. And then it goes into a night version. How cool is that? And of course, if you can leave a rating and review, we can help the world that bit more. So there we go. Yeah, he'll be back. My goodness. No. I've got like a document somewhere. But I've got so many. Like literally hundreds of hypnosis sessions. That would be funny, right? Theatre in space. Now he works for theatre and another space agency separated. But that would be cool though, right? That's going to happen one day. So it's coming up to 20 past the hour. Almost tripped on my wires right here. Which is my earphones. So I can wander around while I talk. But should we get into the episode? If you're new here, we go live Monday, Wednesday, Friday. 3 p.m. Pacific, 5 p.m. Central, 6 p.m. on the East Coast, 11 p.m. in England. However, time changes over here. It means it's going to be 10 p.m. for the next couple of weeks or so. And we always like to have a quick chat with you before the show. Then we kind of get into the content, and then we may have a after bit of a show. Post community chat. And we keep up the full length of the episode at the moment, and there'll be little timestamps. Regarding the app, it will let me rate it every time I go. So that, I think what you mean there, it will count as the same. So it's like an update of the review. So you can review once, but you can update it. So if you go on it and you left one a year ago, you could rate it again and it'll just go to the top, I think. I think that's what you mean, right? Yes, let's do it. I have not thought about that. I don't know. I thought Metaverse was going away. I thought that was a big failure. I have thought of in the past VR hypnosis. There's a virtual reality hypnosis in the past. But I'm also looking into AI hypnosis. How cool would that be? I bet it does. I bet it does. It is tricky for me to even go live at 3 p.m. If I had a choice, it'd be like 5 p.m. for me. Because that means I get to do all my work and then there's more social, but you know, like, it's all my free work. Wow. Welcome, Eagle 333. That's awesome. Did you leave a review? I hope you did. All the way in Australia. We've got some Australian peeps in the house. What is the metaverse? Who knows, really, but it's Mark? Zuckerberg. Is his first name Mark? I even forgot him. Who just wants to do VR. Just live in a virtual reality headset kind of stuff, I think. Teach there, live there, eat there, go surfing there, go to Vegas there, while you're just still here. So just living in a virtual reality. Awesome. That's cool. Yes, but we can't make them too powerful though. You never know. Thank you, my friend. I know. I know. Same for me. True. That is true. Yeah. Meta is a weird virtual world created by Facebook. Yeah. Hey, we might as well just go into the computer. Are we in a computer though? Are we in a computer that's going into another computer? Or are we in a computer that we were already in a computer, that we're already in another computer, but this is like the 5th to 1,000,000th version of a computer? That's what I want to know. Are we? Who knows? In simulation theory, who knows? That's true. That's true. You can't beat the real life experience right now. Like even right now, and you may say no, but wouldn't it be better if we're all just together in one kind of cozy room speaking with one another? Wouldn't that be better? That'd be a lot better. Exactly. Neo. You look like you should be in the Matrix with your profile picture. Truth. Okay, let's get into the episode and then we can get into other chats if we want to get into chats, so I can be respectful of your time. Yeah. Well, here's the thing very quickly. I've got something special which I only have my people in my program. But it's something that you can utilize with your eyes open. And it's a game changer. It's an absolute game changer. So I can see how that would be the case. It's just a matter of getting people to help me do that if that were to be the case. Exactly. Yes. Yes. Maybe not the singing part. The chill out part. The crackling of... I used to have the crackling sounds. But I don't think I got them on this one. With the wind in the background. Oh, I can't play this. Because I'll give away something that I want to do in the future. Can I? I don't know if there's the right version. So we'll stop it just in case. I don't want to give it away. Because it takes you on a journey somewhere. But, yeah, I can't give that away. I don't think. I know I've got no music in the background. I was just thinking. Can we just embrace the silence? Hey, Christiana. Great to have you here all the way in Queensland. So we have Australia, Queensland, England, America, Ireland. Exactly right. So I designed it so you go through this journey and then you go ahead and get cozy. It's going to be cool. I bet. Yeah. Oh, and Canada, of course. I forgot Canada. We've got people all over the world, which is amazing. But yeah, we've got the silence right now. So let me go ahead and yawn. I need to yawn and I don't want to look like I'm yawning. How do you do a fake yawn? How do you do a fake yawn, everybody? Because you probably all just began to yawn there. So let's get into the episode. There's going to be episode 803. Let's raise up the energy. Hey, Marianne, all the way in Ireland. We've got a couple of people in Ireland in the chat. So welcome. We are starting at our early. Well, Denise in Brooklyn, New York. I liked when I went to New York. That was awesome. Yeah, let's get into the episode and then we can have a little chat afterwards. Are you ready? Are you steady? Are you good to go? If so, let's go right here, right now. Welcome back to the podcast. My name is Joseph Clough, and this is episode 803. It's always tricky to get out the 700s to the 800s. So episode 803 even. And this is being broadcasted live on youtube.com/Joseph Clough. So be free to join us there. We have a bit of a pre-community chat and a post one as well. And then we get into this content right here. And in this episode, we're talking about, can we hypnotize ourselves to success and to stop negative thinking in a very quick way? You see, I believe that you can. We said this on a few episodes back, that issues were formulated in a moment. So why can't we undo that programming in a very short period of time? Now, I would love to give away everything of my work for free from my main big program, but of course I can't, because all that is feeding and helping, supporting others. But I wanted to bring out some elements that you could apply to change your life in 30 days or less. That is my goal for you. Are you ready to have a goal in your mind to go, I'm ready to make a change in my life in the next 30 days? You've got to be decisive over it. You've got to decide that you're ready to make that change. And I don't mind if you are in anxiety, fear, worries, doubts, not being good enough, worthy, deserving, where it shows up in office, work, career, where it shows up in your relationships, your family, or your health. You get to decide today that you're ready to make a change in a way that serves you, okay? Way that serves you. So number one, of course, it is about assuming the responsibility. Do not rely on other people to change your life. Do not rely on society to change your life. Do not rely on anything other than yourself to change your life. It has to start with you. Yeah, get the right help, get the support from people, but you have to be that instigator of change. You've got to be the one that goes, I am ready to do whatever it takes. I'm ready to be decisive. I'm ready to be resourceful. Even if you don't have all the resources, you have the resourcefulness, the adaptability, the flexibility to go, I'm ready to make the change in my life, and I refuse to allow my past to dictate my present and my future. I'm ready to do whatever it takes. Because when you have that, it means dedication. You've got to be more dedicated, so much more dedicated to changing. Otherwise, it just means you're more dedicated to staying the same. And that is the harsh truth, right? If we're not dedicated to make the changes in our life, to put the right time in, the right execution in, the right thoughts in, the right level of time, you will be more, therefore, if you're not doing that, more dedicated to staying the same. That's where we become the effect of life. That's when we have reasons that justify our circumstance. And although those reasons may make us feel temporary good because it justifies that, oh my goodness, this is why I am like I am, in the long term, that pain is not worth it. Staying the same in pain is not worth it, in my opinion. I speak to so many people over the years, and they wish that they started yesterday. They wish they started a month ago, a year ago. Some people who have just been having decades of their issues, and they just wish they took the responsibility. So let's learn from that. Let's decide that we're going to go all in on our transformation. Now, if we're going to change our life in 30 days or less, in my opinion, you've got to do certain things other than taking responsibility for your life. I mean, that is huge. That is the big aspect. That's the most important thing because it's the driving force, right? That's the first step, to assume responsibility for who you are and where you're heading. And once, I didn't really say this, but I've said this before, it's not meaning that other people let go of the hook. In fact, it's quite the opposite. It means that you're taking back the power by assuming responsibility. So if we're now going into the realm of absolute responsibility for who we are and where we're heading, well, what happens next? Well, in my opinion, you've got to start out your day the way that you want it to be. So when people in my program, as an example, so you have an idea, I create specially designed morning sessions. And these morning sessions I call Create Your Day. So ultimately, we're getting the unconscious mind to realize there's another way of being. Because if you think about what you presently do, just think about it. It's not going to be for everyone, but I'm speaking to everyone who's listening to this, and everyone's unique and does things differently. But most of the time, we can go ahead, wake up in the morning, and automatically just go onto our phone. And therefore, we're immersed in the social media, the news. We're so concerned about the external noise before we've quietened the inner mind to go, what is my priority today? What do I want to achieve? Who do I want to be today? How do I want to show up for my family? How do I want to show up for my clients or my customers or my employers? Like, if we immediately go to technology, you are disengaged with yourself, and therefore you become programmed by that noise. Because if you think of that noise, what is it really? And there's a lot of things wrong with social media, but there's a lot of good things. But what is that noise ultimately? I would probably say simply it's opinions. Whether it be the news, opinions. There are so many opinions out there from the videos we consume, including this one. This is just my opinion, and you get to decipher and choose if it resonates or not. But if we wake up in the morning and we're in this kind of slow state of engaging into life, and then suddenly you're thrown into the noise and all the opinions, you don't know who you are. You spend more time invested in the noise, in other words, in other people's lives and some places or people you've never even met for a long, long time. Maybe your old school friends, and you're just consumed about what they're doing to go on vacation that year, when you haven't actually really spoken to them. Like, it's weird, right? We get so immersed into other noise, and I'm summarizing it as noise or opinion, before we even take care of our internal noise or our own opinion. So for me, if you're going to make that change in the next 30 days or less, you've got to set up your day correctly. You don't start at midday, you don't start in the evening or before you go to sleep. You start as soon as you get up. Now, my program, we have, like I said, these Create Your Day specialized, customized audios. But what can you do instead? Because you can't have that from me. That's for those in my program, because I can't do that for everyone once again. But what you can do is go there in the mind. You can take time to spend 5-10 minutes, and it might be hard in the beginning because you are doing it by yourself, and therefore you are having to get out your own way in a way, or out of your own issues to be able to focus. But if I were to give you my advice, as soon as you wake up, take 5 to 10 minutes without that noise and think about what you want to be this day. How do you want to show up? And if you go there in the mind, in other words, if you can hallucinate, and it could be visual hallucinations, it could be auditory, as in the sounds that you feel, or kinesthetic, which is the feelings, or even gustatory, which is like our taste, and olfactory, our smell. Like if you can hallucinate to the best of your ability, going throughout your day in a dissociated way, to make it even more impactful, by the way, is seeing and observing yourself have your day the way you like it to be. When you do that, you are actually pre-teaching the unconscious mind the strategy of how you want to be. Because it finds it very hard to distinguish between what is imagined and what is true. It does find it very hard, and that's why you can watch a movie and be so immersed that you feel anxiety or sadness. You're so engaged with it. You can, if you watch sports, you can have your heart racing because you're so in it. You can even do the physical movements of trying to do something because you're in that moment. So we know we're not the person on the field or whatever the sport is. We know that we're not in that movie, but it's almost as if we engage as if we are within it, because your unconscious mind cannot tell the difference between fully and completely what is imagined and what is real. Think about it. If you want another example, what is anxiety? Well, anxiety is focusing on all the things you don't want to happen. So you're creating those visualizations, thoughts, feelings, and ideas about what could happen. And guess what happens? You then feel anxiety. Did it happen? No, it's a hallucination. That's what anxiety is. Hallucinating scenarios and possibilities to the negative conclusion. So what if we reverse that process? Reverse the anxiety. Make it positive thinking. Spending time in the morning to focus your attention and intention in what you want to become and who and how you want to be in that day. Now, the other thing that I love to do is get into gratitude. You see, gratitude is a game changer. Now, the way that I do gratitude is very, very quick and simple. We've talked about it previously, so you have to dive back into that. But ultimately, having gratitude for what you have. Easiest gateway to gratitude. You're laying in bed. I'm really nice and protected, right? That's the thing that you have. It could be other things. It could be materialistic things, absolutely anything like that. Then you want to be able to have gratitude for who you are. And that's when you begin to focus on your qualities, because usually we focus on all the bad things. Oh my goodness, what if I fail? What if I get hurt? What if I trip up? What if I'm a failure? What if people are going to think of me? What happened when I was in 10 years ago and I tripped over in front of everyone? That's still playing on my mind. I was so stupid back then. Like, you got to get out of that and go, what am I grateful about myself today? Have I been a good friend? Have I been a good partner? Have I been a good child to my parents, or a father or a mother, a brother, a pet owner? Like, think of the qualities that you have, even to people like strangers. Maybe you've contributed to something. These are qualities that we should not ignore. Get into that attitude of gratitude for not just what you have, but who you are as a way of being in this world. Immediately, it will make you feel lighter. Immediately. Then the last step is to be grateful, a bit like creating your day in your mind, which is being grateful for the good things coming your way in known and unknown ways, in seen and unseen ways. I love doing that because I don't really like surprises in life, but I do like being surprised by good things happening, like unexpected things which are just serving me and helping me on my life path and doing all the things that I do. Like, I don't know how, but I'm curious to find out what could happen today, which will show me that something is listening, or the world or my unconscious mind, to create something special. So I really go into the gratitude for what I have, who I am, and what is coming my way. And then recently, in the past probably 3 months, I've just been always in my conversations to myself. Yeah, we talk to ourselves. I've just been changing my words to I get to live. I get to love. I get to be a pet parent. I get to go running like I did today. I get to breathe in the oxygen to fuel my physical well-being. I get to go to work. I get to do all these things. Usually we go, I need to, have to, got to. And those are needs of necessity. That's something that's like a demand. And even if it is a demand, by simply changing it to I get to go, when I say go to work for myself, I love my work. Like, it's all positive, mostly positive. And there's lots of things that growing a business, help more people, has its challenging times. But on the whole, I get to go to work and I feel great about it. So even if you dislike, say, your work, or like going shopping, food shopping, you get to go food shopping. Not everyone does. Not everyone has a job. So changing that frame of reference will allow you to go, I get to live today. I get to show up in a way that I never thought, because I'm being conscious of my thoughts. I'm not allowing my unconscious mind to go down this rabbit hole of anxiety, fear, doubt. I want to set an intention for myself where I can be surprised, but I get to do all these things. So if we just backtrack for a moment, we've got to take that responsibility. We've also got to get out the noise, stop the noise, get out the social media, do it later if you need to, if you need to check in, if you want to be on these live streams, if you want to listen to other videos online or meet connections on Facebook, Twitter, and all those Instagrams and all the other crazy ones we go through. That is fine, but don't engage it right in the morning. It is madness to do that. It's not going to be supportive, not to your well-being, but your neurology is going to be in a state of sometimes shock, sometimes kind of too stimulated. Let's just call it too stimulated. And that's not going to be helpful in the morning, because usually those stimulations aren't designed to be productive for your well-being. It's just other people's opinions on life and news and all the society expectations. So we've got to quit that. Visit it later. I always love the analogy on that one. It's like you're walking and suddenly, or you've just woken up and you're walking, you suddenly put on those carousels as a kid, like little playgrounds that go faster and faster and faster and faster. It's impossible to enter that experience without easing yourself into your day. So that's where we go and create our day, and we get the gratitude. We get into the mindset, I get to change. I set the intention for my day. And now, because I've let go of my issue of not being good enough, worthy, or deserving, that's been and gone. I know how to let that go, and it just does not exist in my world whatsoever. I'm very congruent with that. But let's just say you have a limiting belief. Let's say you have that fear of failure, the fear of not being enough, or the imposter syndrome, a lot of the topics that I solve, right? That's my goal to solve. Well, if that's the case, you want to make sure that you're spending adequate time in letting it go. Now, say for example, in my program, it takes a few hours per week for 8 weeks, and we're free of the problem. So it's really, really strategic in how we do it. But let's just say for someone else who hasn't got the right help or support, like an expert who's spent all the time researching this and investing in themselves to understand the nature. Let's just say you're doing it by yourself. Well, let's think, well, how much time can you put into your transformation, in discovering the hidden root cause of your issue, and then implementing a plan, where it be like through hypnosis, right? Because I think hypnosis is a game changer, as you know. That's why I have the hypnosis app and all the free hypnosis sessions that we do. So I know that it's true. So what can you do each and every day to be able to deepen working on that? Well, hypnosis is going to be a great plan. So if you're not doing it every night as you go to sleep, if you're not doing it sometimes throughout the day if you need to, you're doing yourself a disservice, because it takes time. One of the questions I get is, well, how long do I have to listen to a hypnosis session for? And some people said, I listened to it for 2 days and it didn't really work that much. I was like, 2 days? You've had this problem for decades and we haven't even got to day 3 yet? Keep the consistency. Your unconscious mind needs time to reprogram itself, not just through thoughts, but through the neurological pathways, the neurosynaptic gaps where information passes, the neuroplasticity, all that stuff. It takes time. It's biology too. Yeah, you can let go of decades of pain in a short period of time. Like mine is 8 weeks to let it all go. For others, it can be different, can be longer, but don't stop doing hypnosis after 2 days. Do your best to find the root cause and then go, do you know what? Every night I'm going to listen to it as I go to sleep, or maybe in the day. Or on top of that, I'm going to spend 1 hour of my week to focus on myself. You see, as people have the issues that I talk about, not being good enough and worthy, they become people pleasers. They become people who don't want to upset people. They take on more responsibility. They do more for other people than they'd ever think about doing for themselves, because they don't feel worthy of that. Well, if you're going to make a change, you need to prioritize, whether you like it or not, 60 minutes every single week at a bare minimum, if you're not getting expert help. Like this, if you're doing it by yourself, you may want more than that. But a bare minimum of that 1 unit of time to do the deep work, which you haven't been wanting to be doing, where you're looking in the mirror and going, is this who I really want to be? Do I want to pass that story down to my children and their children and their children? So it just becomes this family story that gets passed down for those generations. Whether we have children or not, it doesn't matter. Do we want to live out the rest of our life in that pain of staying the same? Of course not. Well, I hope not. So we've got to level up and go, well, if I'm not prepared to spend every hour for the rest of my life, or even if you didn't experience it every hour, but you probably experienced it 3 or 4 times per week, and it could be a few hours per week, bare minimum, because it's happening beneath the surface too. Well, if you're investing time in keeping the issue by living within the issue, then you have more than enough time to focus on yourself, that 1 hour, that 1 unit of time to go all in. Here's the thing. I don't care how long. Yes, you can make changes in 30 days or less. But for me, even if it was a year, even doing 1 hour every single day for a year, and I had no option, no help, no ability to invest in myself. Like I didn't want to get a credit card to pay someone for their advice. If that was like my option, but I had no will to get financing, well, I'm going to invest a day, every day, half hour every day, an hour every day. If it took for a whole year, because I know I've spent this pain that I've had for all the years before me, and I don't want to keep that pain for all the future years ahead of me, because life is the longest thing we'll ever do, but it's getting shorter by the day, by the moment. So I'm not prepared to invest that few hours per week in my pain. I'm going to put an hour at least per week, or I'm going to get my morning routine ready so I can take on the day. I'm going to look after myself. I'm going to do whatever it takes. So just to give you a quick recap of if you want to make some quick leaps and changes, number 1, assume responsibility. Number 2, get into, like, I don't know if you ever heard it, like a miracle morning routine. I have my own version within my program, but at the very least, the thumbnail aspect, the thumbnail view would be, I'm spending 10 minutes hallucinating how I want my day to go, not how I don't want it to go, but how do I want to participate in life? How do I want to live in life? How do I want to communicate? How do I want to be abundant in health, relationship, career, and in finances? Like, I want to be going there before I engage in any noise. Even if we are in a relationship, ideally, focus on yourself first and then engage. Because then you are being of service to that person because you are showing up, being the person that you want to be. And then, of course, as we said, we've got the assumption of responsibility. We've got the gratitude for what you have, who you are, and what is coming your way. And getting into the mindset of, I get to live today. I get to breathe today. I get to go shopping. I get to work out. I get to go to work. I get to go to bed later today where I'm actually in a secure place, because not everyone does. So yeah, our issues can be very painful, but if we get to focus on what is good, then we're pre-teaching the unconscious mind to seek out things which are similar to that. That is why anxiety spirals out of control. But if you get to have the gratitude and you get to live, it will look for everything which is similar to that in the nature of its energy. Whatever you think you become, whatever you surround yourself, you assume. Where it be food, where it be people. I know we say you're the sum of the 5 closest people around you. I'm going to say everything. You are the sum of your environment. Even in the environments of consumption that you're not there, as in the social media. So if you start to narrow down what is of value, is it lifting you up? Is it supporting you? Is it causing you to grow? Now, for example, if you start out your day on your work commute, for example, and you're listening to a positive podcast, then of course that is lifting you up and growing you. But if it's not, I'd probably cut it out for a while. I mean, even music, that's great if it lifts you up. It changes the resonance of your being, the frequency, because sound is just energy waves and you are literally energy anyway. So that's why we get those good feelings when the good music comes on. But ingest the good noise, the noise is going to lift you up. And as I said, set your intention. Spend at least 1 unit of time, 1 hour of time, every single week, at least, to your personal development for the next 30 days. That's just 4 hours in the next 30 days. If you can increase that, if you can spend maybe a couple hours a week, you will change everything about your life. You will be hypnotizing yourself to success because you're adding the evidence, the feelings, the thoughts, the outcome, because after all, your conscious mind is the goal setter, your unconscious mind is the goal getter. So if we want our unconscious mind to get something, we've got to set the right outcome. And that is why we focus on what we want and not what we don't want. So that's the kind of mindset we really need to get into. And like I said, do the work. Do the work. Because you're doing work anyway. Unfortunately, it's just focused on all the fear, the doubt, the worry, the scarcity, the dread, the fear of this, fear of that, fear of yourself, fear of others, fear of the world. You're doing that anyway, so you may as well use that time and energy and put it to something productive. Because after all, when you change, you don't just change. Everyone in your environment changes. Those loved ones of yours, those people you've never met yet because you're building yourself up for when you do meet them, to those that you work with. The ripples go far and wide. So I think it's our duty, our birthright, to put the right adequate time in our development, to make the change that we desire. It is possible, and I know we don't always feel like it's possible. I know that we feel broken. I know that we feel unfixable, but I promise you, I felt that way once too. I thought my life would never change. I thought I'd always be anxious, always blushing, always self-conscious, and never able to reach for success that I wanted. And then I found the solution to my problem. And that's why I'm so dedicated to try to help as many people through my free work, from my fully customized program. Like, I'm willing to do the work. I was just saying to someone this morning, actually they were saying to me as well, that I don't ever see myself retiring. I might slow down, but I love this. I want to support people as much as possible. And that to me is a meaningful life, and that means I get to live. That means I get excited. So let's add a little bonus one there. What is the purpose of our day? What is the purpose that we want to bring into our day? If you go, I haven't got a purpose, Joe. Well, no, if you haven't got one, good. You get to choose one. Maybe you get to create your own purpose. Make it good for self, good to others, and good for the world. That's when things get really interesting, when it's not about you, it's about other people, because that's a driving force, the energy force, the life force that goes, this is why we need to do it. It's not just about me anymore. There's something bigger than me. So I hope you got value from this. And of course, look, you can do this all by yourself, implement that by yourself. But if you feel it's a struggle, or you need someone who's invested in themselves to educate themselves to be able to then help other people like myself, you can apply to go on my program. Now, it's not a free program. It is fully customized to your needs. We only work with a few people. Like, there's a real small group of people that we work with. So it is fully customized to your needs. You get plugged in to our community. You get plugged in to my team members, so we can support you in every single way and meet the issue where it lives, the unconscious, to let go of that hidden core issue. Not the symptoms. They'll take care of themselves once you let go of the hidden root cause. You can go to josephclough.info/talk. Now, when you go there, you'll book a time to speak with us. You'll fill out an application. We need to know information. And then you'll attend a one-to-one Zoom call with us. And when you do that, we'll get clear on exactly where you are, like what you want to let go of, exactly what you want to achieve, and get clear of what's stopping you. And then we'll come up with the steps to solve it with you. Otherwise, you can try and solve it by yourself and all those things, but we'll come up with a strategy to be able to make that a reality for you within 8 weeks. And that means we get to shine together, thrive together in every single way. So you got to be invested. We can't just be the only ones invested. You got to go all in, be decisive, be resourceful, and to choose what I always say, to choose over fear and to decide on what is right. Even if you don't believe in yourself, you have to decide on what is right for you. And I believe it's your birthright to know that you are loved, that you're worthy, deserving, and enough. Because when you do, life can be very, very beautiful, just like you, in my opinion. You might not believe me, but I honestly do have so much love for you all that listen to my work, and I'm greatly appreciative of you in every single way. So with that, I'm going to speak to everyone on the live stream, but for everyone listening to the app, if you ever get the chance to review it, I'd be greatly appreciated so we can help more people in the world. Your reviews make the difference, because otherwise, if there's not many reviews, they just don't download it. So your set of words makes the difference, can make a huge life change for other people who are about to download the app, and they get to use all the 803 free episodes. 803. And I'm not stopping. So if you ever get a chance to leave a review, I'll be very, very grateful. With that, I'll speak to you on a future episode. Many thanks and goodbye. And welcome back to the podcast episode, post, chat, community chat. I'll get my words together when I collect myself again. So let's put a bit of music on in the background. The usual chill out music. Then we'll go ahead and rather do the fader. I'm just going to press this. And then press it again. And I'm back. Welcome back. So I get chats through, but I don't pay attention. I see them, but I don't pay attention as such, because I'm consciously reading them while my unconscious mind's talking, but I don't interrupt. My program is 8 weeks, yes. It is designed to let it all go in 8 weeks. Yes, I am working it. I'm actually after losing it on my old phone 5 years ago. Yeah, we are updating the app. I'm looking for a new developer at the moment. So I've got the list. I've got a huge document of what I want to implement. I'm willing to put money into it. Significance. In which that is what my plan is. At the moment, we have a buffering issue on some of the modules or libraries, and I don't know all technical stuff. But my plan is to get all of at least the 4-hour ones into the app. So I am. Nice. Exactly. That's what we're after. Thank you ever so much. Appreciate it. Thank you for being all in on yourself. I love it. I got the windy pops. Nice. Yeah. Some people, it's very effective working on yourself, like using your own voice. Sometimes it's too close to home. We need someone else to do it, but it's a kind of a preference thing. And of course, if you're educated in it, then it becomes very, very powerful as well. But that is awesome that you did it in your late 20s. I love it. And thank you, Mary Claire. Appreciate you. Superstar Lynn said, I'm discovering who I am through this process and truly beginning to evolve what my birthright is thanks to you and your work, Joseph. Well, thank you, Lynn. Thank you for being in the program and seeing some of your feedback. You are a superstar. Everyone in my program is a superstar. I love working with them. We just did a group coaching call this Saturday. We have like these post chats, like all verbally speaking, audio wise. Leah says, that was great. Thank you so much. You are more than welcome. And thank you for being here all the way across the world. Nah, thank you, my friend. And thank you, Matt. I appreciate that. And thank you so much, Michelle. Thank you for always being here. MZ says, focus and gratitude worked for me this morning. Last time it rained so much, we went for an emergency evacuation. I felt gratitude and it worked out okay. So my anxiety went away. That is awesome. Ever since I was young, because I'm not a big fan of bad weather. And I know coming from England, we don't have bad weather. We have very mild weather. But I like the warmth, hence being in San Diego. But I used to train up my mind to go, it is a hydrating day. It's hydrating the earth. I like rain. It's hydrating us. It's hydrating the plants, the planet, or the country, or wherever part of the world. So I used to kind of reframe, although I didn't like the rain, I was like, oh, well, at least we're getting hydrated. Aye, aye, we're getting busy. And the prices may be increasing soon because I can do so much. That's all good, my friend. No problems at all. I will do. I will do. I'm just kind of closing things off with this one. I've got a couple of people I'm speaking to. Actually anxious to go on the program. Well, if you're a good fit and you're invested, then I always say choose over fear. Choose over fear. But you just gotta be ready. Shauna says, thank you, Joseph. Gonna try visualizing my day each morning. Do it. Do it, do it, do it. It works every time after a period of time with consistency. Most of the time, 80% of the time, it's 100% successful for 24% of people who do it 100% of the time. Thank you. No, you're more than welcome. I love questions. So if you have any questions before the stream, after the stream, I'm do it. I turn up here 3 times per week to do the content, but also if I can answer questions, I will do. And yeah, I've got a whole list. I've actually got it right here on my screen. I got phase 1, I got phase 2. I've got the whole UI interface I want to change. It looks amazing. Free hypnosis, custom, long sleep sessions, create your day. And maybe audio programs. Maybe audio programs. Thank you, MZ. It's always good to think, isn't it? I like thinking. I remember when I was a kid, it would be Friday nights when I was a kid, and I would have me and my brother share a room, and I would have the bunk beds. And I remember being in bed on a Friday night thinking, I get to think. I got some time to think and just think about things. Probably a bit of a weird child, but because I wouldn't be going to school, so I was like, I got a weekend off, so I'm going to spend the next half hour thinking as like a 10-year-old. Kind of crazy, but it's good to think. Thinking means growing. Not thinking means we can be a meditative guru, but then sometimes we're not evolving too. Hey, welcome my friend. I didn't see you on the earlier chat, so maybe you're just here, or from the beginning of the live content aspect. Thank you. Yeah, put them into action. Onward and upward. Absolutely. We've had people go and just like really invest in themselves. Even people significantly in debt because they know staying the same increases debt. Like everyone's going to make their own decisions. But for me personally, if I can buy my way out of trouble, I'll buy my way out of trouble. Or if I can buy my way into happiness, I'm going to buy my way into happiness. If I'm going to buy my way to increase my business, I'm going to buy my way into it because it's quicker and it's easier than figuring out myself. If, for example, and this is something that I think about, whether you put me in this category or not, if, as an example, I want to get better at business, I'm going to pay money to the person who spent money getting good at business, like to give me the shortcut. So I see that with myself in terms of I've done all the research for you. I've found out all the processes which will work for you. I've spent all the money in learning about the processes. I've read all the books I need to read. I've done all the trainings from prac, master prac, trainer, master trainer. And obviously complementary trainings on learnings and education. Like I've done all the hard work. I've invested the hundreds of thousands of dollars in finding all that stuff. And that just means you get the shortcut. And I see that for my own personal life when I'm working and paying other people to solve my issues. Anyway, that's just my thoughts. Yes, thinking is good. I like new thoughts. Yeah, there we go. It is, right? It's quiet. It's that, or for some would be early morning when everyone's asleep. But I remember as a kid thinking, I get to think. I get to think. How cool is that? It's like I get to again, right? Like I said. Isn't it change? Isn't it interesting how just saying, I get to think? You have a good one, Michelle. Thank you for being here, ever present, support you, and thank you for your support, and I support you. Exactly. And everyone's saying goodbye to you in the chat as well. That's awesome. So, my friends, we've been speaking with one another for 68 minutes. 68 minutes. Well, I've been speaking. You've been tapping away. And it's always good to get to know you, by the way. Like, some of you I know on the live stream for a long time now. I know where you live. I know what you like. I know if you've watched Home Alone or not. I know if you're in Australia or Ireland, or I know some of you what kind of goals you have. So it's always good to reach out and have a little chat on the chat. So don't be a larker. Introduce yourself. And therefore we can connect with you. Good night to you, Lynn. Good night. You too, Med, as well. Yes, I was specifically never going to let that down about Home Alone. So I will always remember that. Yeah, it does. It does for me. But I got work to do still. I get to go to work still. I've got a busy day ahead creating custom tracks tomorrow. Which is amazing. One thing I like about creating custom tracks is, has anyone ever had something really tailored for them? For example, when I went to Thailand, I got tailored suits made because they were a lot cheaper and I was kind of young and things like that. I was like, I'm gonna get tailored suit. It felt so good. It was tailored for me, my body, right? Or if anyone's written you a song or a love letter or poetry or created like a meal for you specifically, that's special. And that's what I love about creating the custom hypnosis sessions, because it meets the needs and the person's name. And I really try to tap in to create something special. So I really like that side of the creation. Anyway, I was getting carried away. Thank you, Leah. You have a good shopping and brunch. I watched it. I think I was like, I think you gotta watch it at the cinema. I won't watch the second one. I can't be bothered. And yes, you do. Yes, you do. Yeah, there we go. A couple of people. Ah, there we go. I vaguely remember it, but I don't remember it being like, oh, great. I don't remember it being great. I might be wrong. I mean, everyone has their own opinion on movies, and I don't like a lot of movies, or genres of movies. And I'm sure people won't like the genres of movies I like either, and that's okay. We can respect others' opinions, so that no one has. What is Avatar after all then? I think of Avatar as being a business avatar. As in, who am I focusing on as a client? Like, what is my perfect avatar for someone I'd like to help? That's what I see Avatar as. Not the movie. Exactly. That's what I really like about the custom hypnosis, but it's designed and it's resonant to the being. Yeah, well, they want to make money, I guess, right? Nice. Well, you get to watching the movie. Is it Avatar? Is Avatar still at the movies? Oh no. What movies are out at the moment? I don't even know. Yeah, I think I watched the original one. I vaguely remember it being like going to a different world and there were all the blue people. And there's like military trying to like take over natural resources or something. And then it gets turned into, I don't know if he gets turned into one of them. I don't know why. Cannot remember whether it's by choice or not. There we go, made to measure hypnosis. That's exactly what it is. Fully customed and tailored to your measurements of your desires at a conscious and unconscious level. Made to measure hypnosis. In fact, speaking of hypnosis, we got a hypnosis session on Wednesday. Do you want to know what it is? While I try to remember. Because I should remember. It is going to be clearing negative energy. There we go. Ooh, interesting. I really like the Clint Eastwood movies. Like, what was that one? It was kind of a sad one, but you know he's like a racist in the beginning of the movie. Oh, I can't can't remember. What is it? It'll come back to me. Someone let me know in chat. Was that? It's after the car, is it? Was it after? I like that movie. Good director, right? Gran Turismo. There we go. That was a great movie of his. Get in the feels. Oh my goodness. Yeah. Well, yeah, you have a good night. Enjoy that quality time. I'm going to look into that now. Clint Eastwood, Outlaw of Josie Wells, is it? Josie Wells? Yeah, the mule was okay. Like, I liked it. It just... He played the same character pretty much though, didn't he? I mean, I think he just plays himself, really. He seems like he would be that... Like, even in, is it $1 Million Baby boxing one? Same kind of thing. He just plays himself, a moody old man, I think. And he goes all the time. That's how he communicates, just through growls and stern looks. Yeah, don't worry about Avatar, unless I get sponsored by them or invited to be in it. I can't remember too much of the humor, but it was a while ago. It was a year ago I watched it, so I can't remember. Maybe 2. But I remember the premise. So with that, my friends, so just a quick one here, and it's important. It's okay for you to do it with your own voice. My problem is become a trained hypnotist before you do your own stuff as an ideal, because you don't know the suggestions you're giving yourself. Because if your whole track was, I'm never going to get anxiety again, 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 you're programming yourself. Not to say you can't say negatives, because that's an illusion as well. Because you need to know where you are to where you want to be, what's the issue. But invest in becoming a practitioner. That could cost you 3, 4, 5 grand, but it'll be worth it because it'll give you the skills to do it. So make sure, otherwise you're on your own and you can create more issues than not. You need to be trained. That's my little health and safety tip there. And then it depends on your voice. Like, if you like your voice and it doesn't feel too cringeworthy, if you're happy with your, and the other thing is embedded commands you want to be able to do. So be conscious of that. I only recommend it if you've invested the money to be trained in it. Otherwise, you could be messing yourself up or increasing the problem. Okay, let's all agree upon that. That's important. Because I like you to all to be safe and happy. So with that, I look forward to seeing you on Wednesday. We've been streaming for 1 hour and 20 minutes now. Exactly. You need to get trained. You would never do surgery on yourself, I hope, if you've never been trained as a surgeon. You wouldn't do dentistry on yourself. You wouldn't... I don't know. Go to csnlph.com. It might be there. But it'll probably be in the fall. October, November, I think. We just completed one. If you want to be trained by me, but there's other trainings out there. But if you're going to... unless you've got issues, hire someone to let go of your issues. It's a lot quicker. Unless you want to do this for a living, then that's fine as well. But here's another little side note, health, not less of a health tip, but if you want to be a practitioner, as in full time, choose a training which will teach you how to do this as a business too. Most schools do not do that. Like when I first went on my training, second training, third training, zero business skills. I had to learn out the hard way to make a business. Now I've set up 3 or 4 practices over the years because I know about business. So make sure, if you're not going to train with me and you train with other people, make sure they give you the business strategy. If you want to earn like $5,000 a month or more, whatever it is, get the right business skills to be able to do that. As another little tip. No problem, Sarah. We're just closing things off. Closing things off. There we go. Yeah, just be safe. Be safe, everybody. Because I'm not going to do surgery on myself unless I've gone to surgery college and university, the School of Surgery. If there is one called that. So I will see you all on Wednesday for those who who want to come back on the live stream. Be sure to leave a review of the app at josephclough.info/review. It will take you to your preference of app store and the instructions to do so. Leah, get out of here. Have your brunch and shopping. But thank you for being here. And I'll speak to you all soon. Thank you for all interacting as well. So many thanks. Well, let's take off this first. Caroline, we're just finishing. You're late. You're late. We're just finishing. We started an hour early for you, people in England, because our time changed in America and other countries, some countries. Yes, Christy, great to have you on the stream. Yeah, get out of here. Have your brunch. Brunch is always good, isn't it? And thank you, Jen, for being here as well. Yeah, remember, it's 10 p.m. start for those in England or United Kingdom for a couple of weeks. Yes. Yes. Okay, my friends. Speak to you all soon. Many thanks, and goodbye. It says 11 p.m. for England there, but of course it's not. Just for 2 weeks, it'll be 10 p.m.